Now, with less than a month before the midterm elections, re-electionist Senator Bongo tops the recent social weather station survey. The poll shows Go leading with 45%. He was followed by ACT-CIS Representative Erwin Tulfo with 43% and Senator Lito Lapid at 34%. Former Senate President Tito Soto, along with incumbent Senators Pia Cayetano, Bato de la Rosa, and Bong Revilla, trail behind the top three. Other strong contenders include broadcaster Ben Tulfo, Makati Mayor Abby Binay, and Representative Camille Villar. Former Senators Ping Lacson and Manny Pacquiao also made it to the top 12. The survey was conducted from April 11 to 15.
Now let's ask a political analyst for his insights about the latest SWS survey, senatorial survey. We have with us Professor Edmund Tayao, President of the Political Economic Elemental Researchers and Strategists, or PEERS. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Angelo. Good morning, Angela. Good morning to all our viewers.
Yes, sir. Let's get get right to it. Si Senator Bongo consistently from the start has been holding the top spot, either one or two siya from the very beginning. Now we all know people credit him with the Malasakit Center, but why is he holding on to this lead?
Well, let me just correct that a bit. No, early on, the one that was leading was Representative Erwin Tulfo.
Yes.
Only recently that Senator Bongo took over the lead. No,
right.
And yeah, consistently, I think in the last 2 months,
yeah,
surveys have been showing that he's been leading the pack so far. What explains that resurgence? I think it has something to do more with the campaign. Many are saying that the slate that's identified with the former president has been gaining support. Actually, if you're going to look at the numbers, the ones gaining support are only Senator Bongo and Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Yeah.
There have been some improvement, in the numbers of all the other senatorial candidates in their group, but these have not been enough to land them anywhere near the Magic 12. No. Let me just also say, so that the viewers will be informed, it doesn't mean that because the surveys are saying that these are the ones that will make it in the Magic 12.
Yeah.
Hindi pa ho final yan, no? It doesn't mean that they're the ones who are really going to, make it in the coming elections. Especially those ranking 8 to 12, nagbabago pa yan significantly. In fact,
yes.
Kung ina-explain yan, kahit simula nung 2013, medyo unpredictable na yung numbers. Kasi lagi kong ina-explain na yung pagboto po natin ng senador, hindi naman isa lang ang binoboto natin. Ang binoboto natin 12.
Yeah.
Yung ba, hindi ako nakakabuo ng 12 dahil talagang kung sino lang yung napili ko, yun lang ang binoboto ko. So, dahil hindi naman lahat bumuboto consistently ng 12, madaling magbago yung ng mga kandidato kasi mga multi-member district kung tawagin yan sa lengguwahe ng electoral system. So, mas mabuti pa din po na pipiliin ninyo kung sino sa tingin ninyo yung marunong at magaling, hindi yung dahil nakita nyo lang sa survey at dahil papula.
All right, I'd like just one more regarding that. We were talking about yung resurgence of candidates ng PDP Laban. We have with us Senator Bato and Senator Bongo. But what happened to the others? Kasi ang school of thought ng iba, kung umaangat yung mga Duterte base, bakit we don't see at least 4 or 5 names there together with sila Senator Bato?
Actually, they've practically considered and done practically every trick in the book, so to speak. I always introduce myself as a part of a firm because part of what we're doing is actually monitoring all these exchanges, particularly in the social media. And to be honest with you, mas marami ngayon sa YouTube, no, yung mga fake news, yung mga lalo na meron pang pinapa-viral nila na magkakagulo daw sa darating na halalan. Anong kinalaman nito dito sa pagpili ng mga senador natin? Kasi nga sabi nila, no, umaangat at nagkakaroon ng nagkakaroon ng suporta na dadagdagan, lumalakas yung mga grupo ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Actually, kaya nga pagka tiningnan mo yung survey, importanteng makita natin na hindi naman talaga totoo yun, no? Pero pagdating sa social media, talagang maingay sila. At yun din ang rason kung bakit sa tingin ko, no, they're trying to discredit, no, the game now, no, the strategy now is to discredit the coming election because they seem to have already anticipated, no, that they are not going to get the majority of those seats that are up for grabs.
Prof, paano naman po yung dalawa, yung opposition na ngayon medyo visible na, although hindi pa rin sila sa top 12, si Senator Bam Aquino and Kiko Pangilinan are in the 15-16 spot if I'm not mistaken. Do we see also a trend for them going up or baka mag-plateau sila?
We only have 3 weeks to go, Angela. No, the only survey that we're looking forward to now is the exit poll. And sure, if they still have time to go up, no, kasi yung number 1 to 12, no, again, ang lagi kong example diyan is in 2013, all of the surveys, including the exit poll, no, anticipated Senator Grace Poe to land either the best number is number 8. No, pero yung mga nung exit poll baka mag-number 12 siya. Pero alam naman natin ang nangyari, nag-number 1 noong 2013. So simula nung 2013, pag tinignan mo yung mga surveys, medyo hindi na nila nakukuhang eksakto yung nagiging resulta ng halalan, no? At sa totoo lang, kaya nga yun ang palagi nating kinokorek, lalong-lalo na sa mga botante, no?
Exactly.
Hindi po ibig sabihin na nandyan sa survey, sigurado na yan. Now, having said that, yung nandun sa 1 to 12, maaari pang magbago. Pero kapag ka ikaw napakalayo, no? Malayo ka sa number 12, number 15, 16, sabi mo nga, kailangan mo pang dagdagan pa siguro yung kampanya mo, no, just so that you know, you can get yourself in the magic 12. We can say that they've practically considered everything. If you notice, no, Senator Bam is no longer using yellow.
Yeah.
He's no longer using the name Liberal Party, no. So it seems he's trying to distance himself, no, from the original group that he actually belongs to, but still people remember them, no? So it seems talagang hindi naging maganda na ang imahe ng grupo nila, no, ever since it was you know, exposed to a lot of issues against against them.
Prof, I'd like to ask about yung two brothers you have, yung Tulfo brothers. No, initially si Ben Tulfo was nakadikit kay Erwin Tulfo, kay Congressman Erwin Tulfo, but you see his numbers have been going down recently. But he's still within the 12. Pero what do you attribute this distance from Ben to Erwin?
Well, again, it must have something to do with the campaign as well, no? Two factors. One, hindi naman kasing lakas ng kampanya, no? Ang kampanya ni Ben compared to Congressman Erwin, and not to mention, of course, that Congressman Erwin belongs to a proper slate, no? Yeah. Ben doesn't belong to any group, no? He's running as an independent. Second of all, I don't know, no, but I'm inclined to think that the campaign against voting for those brothers and sisters running together, no, alam mo, bukod tangi talaga itong halalan na ito, no, na talagang hayagan, no, dati-dati nagsusunuran lang, no, yeah, na kung nag-aabot lang ang magkapatid ng mag-ama sa pwesto, pero ngayon sabay-sabay na sila, no, at pinapangalandakan pa, no, lalong-lalo na sa local elections. There's one running for governor, yung anak niya yung vice governor, anak din niya yung congressman. And kumbaga proud pa sila na tumatakbo sila na magkakamag-anak ng isang pamilya. So I'm inclined to think that I hope, no, and I still hope that with the 3 weeks, the people can really think a lot, no, about voting for those, belonging to the same family.
I want to go to Senator Amy Marcos also, no. Until now also wala rin naman masyadong paggalaw, hindi siya pumapasok sa top 12. Pero do you think magkakaroon po ng epekto yung kumbaga official endorsement ni VP Sara?
Commercial niya.
Yeah.
Alam mo, magandang tanong yan. Nakita naman na natin ang reaksyon ng mga supporters nila. Hindi naging maganda ito sa supporters ng administration. Yung Ilocano Bloc has been really, expressed, no, misgivings as far as this move by Senator Amy, no. Right. On the other, hindi din siya tinanggap ng mga grupo na supporters ng mga Duterte. And I hope that the people would take note of this. Iba po yung grupo ng dating Pangulong Duterte at ng pangalawang Pangulo. Kaya madalas nag-aaway din po sila at sila mismo nagdedebate. No? Kaya ko po binanggit yon kasi tingnan po natin yung naging reaksyon ng dalawang grupong yan na supposedly supporters of the same family, political family, the Dutertes. But both groups have been quite lukewarm, no, as far as actually hindi lang lukewarm hindi talaga maganda, negative yung naging epekto sa kampanya ni Senator Amy. And last but not the least, this is an interesting move on the part of the Vice President. If Senator Amy wins, no, and improves significantly her numbers, this means that the endorsement of the Vice President is really that potent and therefore remains a potent force, no, politically. Pero pag natalo si Senator Amy, ang iisipin ng mga tao, bali wala naman pala itong endorsement na ito. So this is something that we're monitoring closely as political observers.
Nako. And also, syempre, ito medyo may pagkaano, yung I wanna ask you, no, based on your studies, and yung tagal nyo na po sa larangan na to, Prof. And we've seen a lot of voters after po ng election, few months after the election, may mga reklamo na dahil hindi natutupad yung mga reklamo. Reklamo doon po sa mga lumabas sa resulta ng election. And yet again, they still vote the same people.
Exactly. Kaya nga, lagi nating sinasabi, no, wag kayong walang karapatang magreklamo yung mga botante na hindi naman iniisip kung sino yung dapat nilang iboto. You know, our group has been campaigning for bottom or botong tama. Sa isip namin, kung may budots, dapat may bottom o may botong tama. Kasi alam po ninyo, mga kababayan, hindi po entertainment ang paggugobyerno. Hindi po entablado yan na magsasayawan lang at magkakantahan at magpapagandahan, magpapagwapuhan ang mga opisyal natin. At lalong-lalo na po, no, malaki po ang mga issue na kinakaharap natin. Hindi lang po yung West Philippine Sea. Hindi ko alam kung ilan na sa mga kandidato ang nagsalita ng tungkol sa West Philippine Sea. Hindi po ibig sabihin na nagsalita ka ng tungkol sa WPS, gusto mo na ng gera. Hindi po totoo yun. No? Kailangan nating pag-usapang mabuti dahil ito po ay part ng ating sovereign territory. Hindi, marami pa, no? Pasensya, napakadaldal ko. Pero pati yung mga taripa na ipinapataw ng Estados Unidos, no? The tariff was this a strategy that President Trump is now employing to many of the countries, no? Hindi naman uniform yan. If you are going to look at the tariff that's imposed on China, that is going to impact on many countries, especially small countries like ours. So, we need people who actually understand. Kailangan po natin ng mga tao na nakakaintindi ng mga tamang pulisiya para tayo po kahit papaano, no, maka-adapt tayo at makarespond tayo sa mga issues na ito.
Prof, I'd like to ask you, we're talking about competence, but also another thing that gets people elected is turnout, regardless of how popular you are. And this has been a very important tactic in the U.S., voter turnout. Now, in Philippine politics, there's been a movement right now from the Duterte camp. Right now sa social media, makikita mo that they're tainting, as we said, the election is not going to be credible anymore. Okay, now the question is, who benefits more from a lower turnout? Kasi pinupush na mga Duterte camp, huwag na kayo bumoto, sayang lang ang boto nyo. I'm not saying it's from them, but it seems like sa social media ganon. Who benefits from a low turnout?
Actually, hindi ka na tawag dito, wala ka nang, I mean, sigurado na, no? There's no doubt that this misinformation is coming from them. And again, I'm claiming this because we've been monitoring it, and we have the links, we have the numbers, we have URL, and so on. No? In fact, many of the disinformation are not even coming from the Philippines. No? This information is also coming from other countries. That's why we've been really hyping the information campaign that, hey, you have to be wary with candidates supporting supported, no, by foreign interests, no, particularly those really active, no, in hurting us, no, literally, no. So sa madalit sabi, alam mo na ang may ganansya diyan, the ones who are going to gain, no, if people are not going to go out and vote because of fear, will be those spreading it. Kasi nakikita mo na nga sa surveys na hindi naman sila ang tawag dito, hindi sila pumapasok doon sa Magic 12.
Yeah.
And that again, ipaalala po natin, no, sa mga kababayan natin, mula pa po October, they've been wanting really, no, people to go to EDSA. They've been convincing people to go sa and call for the fall of the sitting president. And naka-experience na po tayo, hindi lang po isa, 2 EDSA na po ang na-experience natin at nakita natin ang epekto nito sa ekonomiya. Hindi pa pwedeng maghintay naman muna tayo kung kailan yung susunod na halalan para sa Pangulo.
Siguro lastly na lang po, Prof, what else can we do? Kasi I understand the importance of voters education, di ba? Information campaign for them. Pero yung, like, for example, yung mga debate, hindi na rin po yan medyo gumagana rin because nag-set na rin ng president. Ito nga mismo si President Bongbong Marcos during the 2022 election, hindi siya umattend ng mga debates. So what else can we do para po magkaroon po ng edukasyon yung mga kababayan natin pagdating sa pagboto? Dahil ngayon pa lang po, ang alam ng mga kababayan natin, yung iba po, boboto nilang senador kasi tumutulong sa kapwa. When in fact, being a senator is not about helping other people, but, di ba, to craft a law.
Exactly. Magandang punto yan. Alam po ninyo, nung panahon namin, lalo na nung ako'y nag-aaral, pupunta ka sa library, ang una mong pupuntahan yung catalog, no, para mahanap mo yung mga librong kailangan mo, yung mga journal articles, and so on and so forth. Ngayon po, lahat, isa-search mo na lang. Dati kailangan mo pa ng computer para mag-search. Ngayon po, hindi. Meron kang telepono, kaya mo na kagad ma-search lahat. Sana di lang yung pagka nakita mo sa feed mo, nakita mo sa Facebook mo, nakita mo sa IG o TikTok or whatever, yun na yun. Isi-share mo na kagad at papaniwalaan mo na kagad. Alamin po muna ninyong mabuti. Lalong-lalo na yung mga pinalalabas na mga video dyan. Karamihan po dyan, talaga namang, nako, kayo lang po ang magdedesisyon talaga. Kung kayo po ay magpapaloko, nako, talagang wala pong mangyayari sa atin. Mag-search po kayo, alamin ninyong mabuti kung totoo yung nababasa ninyo. Bago po ninyo ito i-share. Sabi nga nila, think before you click.
Correct.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat po, Diego.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Maraming salamat po, Political Analyst Professor Ed Montaya. Thanks for joining us po.